Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? It's been a while. Just basically been kind of taking a break from YouTube in general. It's just basically, long story short, man, I just grew really bored with the whole situation. Initially, a few years back when I first started doing YouTube, I really started doing it mainly because there was a lot of younger cats on here that were talking about the movies that they were getting into, like teenagers and high school kids. And I think a lot of those kids, maybe a lot of the people that I used to really enjoy talking with, kind of moved on, kind of, not doing this so much. Maybe they got college, maybe they got girlfriends, or whatever. For whatever reason, hopefully they're still watching movies, but they're obviously not doing YouTube vids anymore. And the main people that are doing them, that seem like the popular YouTubers, are just not talking about the movies. They're not talking about the films they love. They're just talking about trailer reactions, and everybody watches the same old shit. Like it's like every update that I watch and every review that I watch is for the same 5 movies that everybody knows came out Tuesday. Like, you're not telling anybody anything they don't already know. You know what I mean? It becomes really redundant to me. Not to bitch, I'm not trying to say everybody should quit doing YouTube videos. No, fuck all that. I'm just telling you why I don't watch them as much as I used to, and why I just don't really feel inspired to do them as much as I used to. But I decided just out of sheer boredom to sit here and talk about, some things that I've been watching recently. So let's just get started. First up is I picked up a couple DVDs for $2 at a local place. They had a Saturday $2 sale. Like anything that they had marked $3.99 was $1.99. And I hadn't really been seeing anything there lately that I really enjoyed, so I grabbed Dangerous Minds. Really enjoyed this movie. Saw it years and years ago, but hadn't watched it since I had seen it years ago, and it really holds up. I think it's an excellent flick. Not a great movie. I enjoy, Michelle Pfeiffer's performance in the film. There was very few people that I recognized from the movie that I've seen other places, mainly just Michelle Pfeiffer. I can't remember the guy's name. George Dzunza, if that's how you pronounce his name. I've seen him in a couple other things, nothing that I can name like right offhand, but good movie, fun movie. It's not bad at all. Doesn't really come with anything except for the Gangsta's Paradise music video. If anybody's about my age, 28, 29, you have to remember that song and remember how popular it was when this movie came out. Also, what I bought for $1.99 was Hard Target. It's pretty much the only John Woo movie I don't have that I really wanted, other than A Bullet in the Head. Like, that's one of the few. Oh, and Last Hurrah for Chivalry. I never picked that one up, and now it's out of print, so it's kind of hard to come by. But yeah, I've pretty much got everything else he's ever done that I really wanted. I'm not really into the newer stuff that he's done. Like, Red Cliff looks okay, but this doesn't really grab me and say, hey, watch this movie. It's John Woo. It's great. But I don't know, it just doesn't really do that for me. But this movie is awesome. Why we didn't get like 20 Van Damme John Woo films, I have no fucking clue. This is one of Van Damme's best, in my opinion. It doesn't have a whole lot of martial arts to it, but he's just a pure badass in the movie. Just a great character. It's a fun movie. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Funny, Sam Raimi was one of the executive producers on it, and Ted Raimi has a small cameo in the movie. But yeah, Wilford Brimley's great in it. Lance Henriksen's awesome in it. Just a really fun action movie. And it's basically really a remake, more or less of a rip-off of The Most Dangerous Game. Basically a group of people, rich guys or whoever has the money to pay these guys to hunt down human beings, So it's basically the premise of the film. Next, picked up Super 8 on Blu-ray whenever it was $7.99 at Best Buy. Picked this up off of recommendations. I'm not a big J.J. Abrams fan. I've never really been into any of the shows he's been involved in. What's it called? I can't remember the movie that he produced, but anyway, it was just okay. the Star Trek reboot, remake, whatever. It was alright. This was pretty damn good, I have to say. I'm glad that I went off of recommendations and checked this movie out. It was really fun. I love the setting. I love anything set in the 70s or any films made in the 70s. This is kind of like my favorite era of anything, you know, music, whatever. But really fun movie. If you can get it on the cheap, I highly recommend it. I wouldn't pay a whole lot for it. I didn't think, you know, I was glad that I waited, because had I paid like $20-30 for it when it came out, I'd have been really disappointed. But to pay $8 for it, I really enjoyed my time with the movie. So, and then let's see here. I picked up a lot of like the first 7 Bond films on DVD just to try them out, because I've never really watched a Bond movie. The only one I ever watched was GoldenEye, and I think I caught like part of one of the Timothy Dalton ones, one of the later ones. Like I think he did 2, and I think I caught part of one of those on TV one time and was just really turned off by it. Thought it was really cheesy, really bad. And ever since then, I just haven't really been able to get into them. But I found this a lot. It had, the ones I've watched have been Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and Thunderball. It also contained You Only Live Twice, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Diamonds Are Forever, and Never Say Never Again, which I don't believe is actual canon in the Bond films, but who really cares anyway? I mean, like, 8 different people have played James Bond over the years. Why would you care about canon or whatever? Anyway, but the ones that I've watched are Dr. No. I've been watching them in order. I'm going to kind of go through these pretty quickly. Dr. No was fun. It was a cool introduction to the character. I think it's the weakest one that I've seen thus far. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was a fun movie. Let's see here. We have From Russia with Love. Really enjoyed a lot of aspects of this one. I think it slowed down a lot in the middle, but still a really fun movie to watch. Goldfinger. Goldfinger is awesome. This is one of the classics that, you know, everybody agrees this is maybe the best Bond movie ever. I enjoyed it. It was really fun. Had a lot of great stuff going on. You know, just everything about it was interesting and fun to check out. And then finally, Thunderball. I really enjoyed this one. I think this is the one I had the most fun with so far, and it makes me really want to watch Never Say Never Again, because that's basically a remake of this, to where, you know, it's supposed to be Bond coming out of retirement at an older age, since it was Sean Connery's last go at Bond later on in the years. But anyway, this one was really good. Really enjoyed Thunderball. Really looking forward to watching the rest of them. Need to check them out. And then finally, my dad let me borrow a couple movies. He's been telling me about Aaron Brockovich for years and trying to get me to watch it. I have nothing against the movie. I just don't really like Julia Roberts. But I tell you what, she was excellent in this film. If you haven't seen the movie, if you maybe don't like her, kind of like I don't like her. It's not that I hate her. It's just, I don't know. There's nothing she's ever done except for this that made me go, damn, she's a good actress. She is excellent in this film. If you feel the same way I do and you haven't seen this, please check it out. I enjoy Steven Soderbergh's work a lot as well, so that was another reason I needed to check it out. But Albert Finney is really good in this. It's neat seeing him take on kind of a different role from my perspective. I've only really seen him play kind of like villain characters. So, yeah, excellent movie. Really good. Oh, and, shit, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Aaron Eckhart. Aaron Eckhart's really good in this. I like Aaron Eckhart a lot. If you guys don't know offhand who that is, he played Two-Face in The Dark Knight. He's awesome in this. He plays like kind of an odd character for him that I've never seen him do before, and yeah, really good stuff. And then finally, in light of Tony Scott's passing, may he rest in peace. Tony Scott was one of my favorite directors of all time. I mean, Revenge, True Romance, Days of Thunder, just Man on Fire, so many great movies. And one thing I'll say about Tony Scott is I defy anyone to watch one of his films and say that, his camera work and cinematography and just the look of his films are not, are just truly original to him as an artist. If anybody's movies ever look like a Tony Scott movie, it's because they ripped off Tony Scott. That's That's my opinion. I'm sure he had his inspirations to, you know, shoot things the way he did, but, you know, just all Tony Scott movies look like Tony Scott movies. You can just tell when you're watching them, like, you know, this is definitely a Tony Scott film. So, may he rest in peace. And one of the few that I hadn't seen that my pops had when I was going through his stuff was The Hunger. Kind of mixed about it. I love the look of it, and I give it a pass because it was his first theatrical feature. I loved the look of the film. I love the three main actors in it. I love, you know, their kind of performances. It's kind of like I don't know, more laid back, inner performances with David Bowie, Susan Sarandon, and the gorgeous Catherine Deneuve. If you've never seen her anything, I highly recommend checking out Belle de Jour and Repulsion, both on Criterion. Excellent, excellent films. But yeah, she was really great in this as well. Really neat movie, really cool vampire movie, different, not for everyone. It is pretty short though, so, you know, I mean, if you're just looking for something quick to, you know, see Tony Scott's early work where he kind of started in theatrical features, I'd say check it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my recent watches. I picked up The Walking Dead Season 2, thought it was just okay. I thought it was too long. They could have shortened it and made it a lot better because there would be like one good episode, two really boring episodes, one good episode, two really boring episodes, and it really irked my nerves. I liked how it ended. I think the third season is going to be the best one thus far just because going by the comics, whenever they get to the prison is whenever shit really starts to pop off and really starts to, you know, go pretty crazy. But, you know, who knows? Maybe it'll be completely different than the comics because so far the show is utterly different than the comics. There's a lot of similarities, but some complete friggin' differences. So, and also finished Sons of Anarchy Season 4. Amazing. I fucking love that show. The Sopranos is still my favorite show of all time, but the Sons of Anarchy is really, really, really inching close to taking the number 2 spot because, man, do I love that show. Like, I've watched every season probably 3 to 4 times now, except for Season 4. I'm going to get around to watching it a couple more times once I let my dad borrow it because he's catching up as well. I've kind of got him watching it, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, not much else going on. Just hanging out, playing golf, working. Looking forward to fall. Probably going to start watching a lot of horror movies here soon. So maybe every week, maybe once a week, I'll try to do this. Maybe like every Tuesday when I'm off, or maybe every Saturday when I'm off or something. I'll try to do a video like this, catching everybody up on what I've watched. I doubt I'll be doing any DVD or Blu-ray updates just because those are so fucking boring to me. I don't want to put that on other people, you know, because I don't like watching them. Therefore, I'm not going to make them for other people to watch them. If you want to know what I've been watching lately or something, that's fine. Because a lot of times I buy shit and it sits and I don't even get to watch it for like another year or something like that. So doing a DVD Blu-ray update for me is kind of pointless. But anyway, if you guys are out there watching and enjoyed this vid, sorry for rambling on as long as I did. I guess taking a break made me have a lot to say, and you know, I'm kind of feeling excited about doing this again. Maybe giving this another shot as far as doing these vids and stuff like that. But I'm probably up to like 15 or 20 minutes by now, so I don't even know if I'll be able to upload this. But alright, if you're watching, if you're out there and you've been hanging around, be cool, and I'll see you around.